how do we do good things for ourselves? By that I mean, how do we drink more water, exercise, eat more vegetables, meditate? How do we cultivate these habits that can improve the quality of our life? There's a large industry out there that makes a lot of money selling self-improvement. And before we go out and buy anything that could potentially improve our lives, I want to take a moment and talk about what self-improvement really looks like. Number one, genuine self-improvement does not cost money. Drop all your preconceived notions that you have to buy something in order to make your life better. Number two, self-improvement cannot be found outside of yourself. Improving your life is not in the future. Self-improvement is not in the past. Self-improvement is not anything that somebody else has that is holding ransom for you. It's not something that somebody's holding that you have to buy. Number three, what self-improvement is it's doing difficult things. So if you picture your life as a staircase, and at the top of your staircase is the life of your dreams. It's that life in which you're waking up every morning excited and happy, and you're doing these things that make you feel good. And at the bottom of the staircase is you, and you're looking up, and you're like, oh, I've got this dream, and I want to get there. And each step in that staircase represents one difficult thing after another that you are going to be asked to step on, to conquer in order to get to that dream. So, improving your life is simply, and yet not easy, it's doing difficult things. So, how do we do difficult things in order to cultivate healthy habits and do good things for ourselves? Well, number one, we have to change the way that we see difficult things. We have to change the way we look at these obstacles in our lives, these roadblocks that keep us from doing these good things for ourselves, are steps that we need to conquer. And we need to find, this is going to sound strange, but maybe we can begin to try and understand this. We need to start finding the ease in the difficulty. We need to begin to cultivate a practice of becoming comfortable with discomfort. And that takes courage, which I'll get to that later. The next thing that we will be asking ourselves to do in order to cultivate healthy habits and do good things for ourselves is to start small. Keep it easy. Because for most of us, the issue in what keeps us from doing good things for ourselves is consistency. Our inability to be consistent is what holds us back in going out there and getting that dream life. And if we can establish a habit of consistency by returning each day to one thing, then we're halfway there. So you can begin to do this by choosing one thing, one small, subtle, easy, accessible habit that you can return to each day. Choose that one thing that you can do, and you know you can, and make it a priority to come back to it each day for 1 week. Like, no excuses. I'm going to do this one thing, and I'm going to do it every day. And by doing that, you will begin to feel and learn what it feels like to commit to an action. And it's that feeling of commitment, that habit of consistency is really what's going to get us to the next level. It's what's going to get us to the top of that staircase. Okay, so the next thing, I think I'm on number 3 or something, number 3, to get us to do good things. Journal. Grab a journal, and during that week where you are establishing consistency of doing one habit every day, write down your experience. Write every day, return to that journal, take up your pen, and without even thinking, just write, without picking up your pen, about how you feel about doing this one thing and coming back to the habit. Write about, is it easy, is it difficult? When we can put our thoughts onto the paper, we can learn about ourselves. We can gain insight into what actually holds us back from our habits. We can gain insight into what our fears are, our attachments, our personal obstacles. And when we can gain insight, when we can name it, we can tame it. So when we can draw out what's holding us back, we can give it some space, and we can be like, okay, that's it. And then we can begin to kind of release that attachment, that fear, that obstacle, and that'll bring us a little bit closer up the stairs. The next thing, I think I'm on number 4, is to be present. This is the reason why I say that self-improvement does not cost money, because being present in the current moment is the most courageous thing that you can do. And everything good that you want in life blossoms out of that marriage between your attention and the present moment. So when you put your mental attention on the present moment, this current situation that you are in, when you can courageously sit in that, no matter what your circumstances are, wellness will just happen. Good things for yourself just blossoms out of the courage you practice in being present. And your breath is the gateway into the present moment. There are many different ways that you can practice presence, many different meditation techniques. I encourage you to do your research and see what works for you. But one way that you can start is by noticing your breath. You can set a little alarm on your phone at a certain time of day, and when that alarm goes off, just stop. Stop everything you're doing. Stop thinking, stop doing, and tap into the breath. Notice, what's the quality? Is it shallow? Is it fast? Is it deep? Just notice your breath, and that is the present moment. The next thing, number 5, forgive yourself. Forgiveness is the healing, soothing balm that keeps us coming back to that healthy practice when we fall out of it. We inevitably will fall out because it's inevitable, it's necessary. We need to fall out of balance in order to find balance. And in order to come back, in order to be willing to come back into wanting to find that balance, is to practice self-forgiveness. Okay, I fell out. I promised I would do this one thing for 1 week, and I didn't do it yesterday, so, should I just give up because I'm a total failure? No. Forgive yourself. Know that this is hard, and you're doing amazing. You're amazing. Just by watching this video and being curious about, how do I even attempt to do something good for myself? Just forgive yourself. The last one, number 6, I think, in my tips to do good things for ourselves is to cultivate courage. Because action takes courage. There's so many things that hold us back from doing what we want to do for ourselves. We have these fears. We have these old habits and tendencies. We have attachments. And to break away from those things that we are habitually attached to, it takes a load of courage. And what is courage? I think it's two things. I think courage is an ability to connect with the self, tapping in once again to that present moment and just connecting with yourself, feeling your breath. And secondly, it's showing up with a sense of non-attachment to expectations, the outcome, or your performance in doing this one thing for yourself. So courage. First, connect with yourself. Second, show up with non-attachment to your expectations of yourself. So there it is. How do we do good things for ourselves? Do hard things. Little by little, with love and forgiveness. Learn. Fall out, come back. Fall out, come back. And go get 'em.